Manhwa begins with a very large building where the news is playing. The broadcast announces breaking news. After an intense 13-hour meeting to decide the chairman of Samjin Group, the meeting has finally ended. John Seong-guk has been selected as the CEO of Samjin Group. Unlike other third-generation chairmen who were removed from their positions due to scandals or poor management, CEO John Seong-guk is different. This man is John Seong-guk, the CEO of Samjin Group. After hearing this news, he starts laughing and says, "That's right, just like that. Praise me more. I am the king of Samjin Group, John Seong-guk. I worked so hard for this moment. Studying abroad, exercising, keeping my stupid siblings under control, dealing with my uncle's behavior, and taking care of my arranged marriage partner. I did everything perfectly. On top of that, I built a good public image. Everything went perfectly. Becoming the master of Samjin Group was natural. But suddenly, the phone slips from his hand and falls to the ground. He can't breathe properly. Then he remembers that his grandfather, the founder of Samjin Group, also died of a heart attack. He says, "No, this can't happen to me. Someone like me can't die from something as trivial as a heart attack." But his story doesn't end there. Instead of dying, he reincarnates as a baby, and that too in a poor family. He is shocked and starts screaming. His parents try to calm him down. After some time, another scene is shown where he has calmed down. His mother says, "Our Seong-guk is so cute. Honey, don't you think our Seong-guk is really handsome?" His mother's name is Kim Soyoung, and she is 21 years old. His father's name is Jang Jiseong, who is 23 years old. His father replies, "You're right. He's even cuter than most celebrities' kids." His mother says, "Our Song is lucky to be born handsome, right?" He says in his mind, "You say I'm lucky," and angrily throws his pacifier away. He thinks, "What is all this? My perfect body, 183 centimeters tall, 75 kilograms, total lift of 500 in the big three, where did it all go? What have I become? This weird little thing, barely 3 heads tall. I was the king of Sam Group, John Song. And now I've become a baby in a poor family." His parents are basically young couples in their 20s. They come from an orphanage background and have nothing. At that moment, his mother says, "Come on, it's time for your milk." Song thinks, "Now I have to drink this cheap formula milk." But in a baby's body, you can't refuse milk. He starts drinking while crying. His dad kisses his cheeks. Song thinks, "Disgusting. Men shouldn't be this affectionate with each other. Dying on the best day of my life, becoming a baby, everything feels completely pointless." But honestly, the hardest thing is adjusting between these two people. They're so clingy and overly dramatic that it's unbearable. Still, this feeling of having parents is something I've never experienced before. A flashback is shown where his original parents never gave him time. They used to tell him to take responsibility himself and look after his younger siblings. Basically, he never had proper parents. Back to the current scene, he thinks, this isn't the time to be sentimental. His dad asks, "Are you feeling sleepy after eating?" Song thinks, "Wait a second. This is a baby's body. How can I sleep right now?" His dad says, "Looks like he fell asleep." Song thinks, "I'll sleep for now. I'll deal with everything tomorrow." Song's dad says, "That's good. While he's sleeping, you should rest too." His dad says, "Just relax and watch some TV." He turns on the TV, and the news starts playing. The news reports that Samjin Group Chairman John Josh has been accused of bribery, and Chairman John Josh has personally come forward to answer all questions. As soon as Song hears his company's name, he suddenly sits up. His mother says in shock, "Honey, did you see that? Our Song sat up by himself." Song thinks, "This can't be. That's my grandfather, who should already be dead. Does that mean I've returned to my own past, but in a different family?" The news keeps playing, and Song sits close to the TV watching carefully. His grandfather is on the screen. He thinks, "Without a doubt, I remember this moment clearly. When I was 10 years old, my grandfather was caught bribing. The people who were afraid of us took advantage of this and started calling us a corrupt corporation that runs on bribes. What nonsense. Money is power, and connections are superpower. Thinking you can become rich just by saving is a dream only poor people have." Song's parents are happy because he is walking on his own for the first time. Song recalls how, before the prosecution, his grandfather asked him to push his wheelchair. It was a performance to gain public sympathy. His grandfather's wheelchair is being pushed by his younger brother, John Taiga. Song thinks, "My stupid, greedy younger brother. He went abroad to study but only learned how to become an addict. This bastard spent his entire life trying to steal my position." A night scene is shown. Song's mother brings apple juice for him, but Song angrily knocks it away and goes back to watching TV. At that moment, his dad comes home and says, "Honey, I'm back. The boss gave me all the leftover meat today." He works as a chef at a nearby restaurant. He says, "I'll cook something delicious." But his wife stops him and points at Song. She says, "Our son is still watching watching TV. He's only watching the news. If we change the channel, he starts crying. His dad says, leave it to me. Daddy is home, my cutie. How about you stop watching TV and play with dad? But Song tightly grabs his finger and thinks, turn the TV back on. His dad looks disappointed. Song thinks, I don't have time for useless things. I need as much information as possible about the current situation, about my grandfather, about Sam Gene Group, and about how to return to my original body. But his mother turns off the TV and says, that's enough. You haven't eaten anything all day. You should eat and rest now. Song starts crying and thinks, let me go. Do you even know how hard it was for me to secure my place as the successor of Sam Gene Group? Am I really going to lose everything to John Taeguk just like this? I need to go back to my position. His mother starts putting him to sleep and says, be a good baby and rest now. Song thinks, maybe becoming a baby is making me stupid. My emotions are scattered everywhere. Whenever this woman pats my back, I fall asleep without even realizing it. Song falls asleep. His dad comes and says, he finally slept. Was he like this all day? It must have been hard for you. His mother says, I'm worried about Song. He's almost 1 year old, but he still hasn't called us mom or dad. He just keeps watching the news. I don't know much about parenting, so I'm scared I might be raising him the wrong way. His dad says, sweetheart, even if we don't know much, our love for him is real. A few days later, Song is in terrible condition. He thinks, I'm completely finished. For days, I pretended to sleep and secretly watched the news, but I didn't find anything useful. The world is moving on as if nothing happened, and I'm still stuck in a baby's body. What kind of life is this? His mother comes and asks, what's wrong? You're not watching TV today. Don't you want to watch the news anymore? Song thinks, I've given up. She says, how about going for a walk with mom? The weather is really nice today. Just then, the building's landlord appears. Song's mother says, Miss Landlord, are you going to work? The landlord replies, I had some work this morning. You're going out quite late today. Song's mother greets her politely. Song thinks, the owner of this building is pretty young. They reach the market. Song's mother says, we're here. Bean sprouts are really cheap in this market. I'll make a nice bean sprout soup today. Song thinks, wow, she really talks a lot. Suddenly, Song notices a heavy metal object falling toward them from a construction site. Song and his mother notice it, but it's already too late. His mother completely covers him to protect him and takes the full impact herself, saying, Seong-guk, I'll protect you. Song is completely safe. He cries out, Mom, Mom, you can't die. Song's mother is rushed to the hospital. The doctors say, prepare for immediate surgery. Does she have any other complications? At that moment, Song's mother opens her eyes. Song's dad says, you're awake. Are you feeling better now? She says, honey, where am I? Where is Seong-guk? He replies, he's right here. Because of you, he's safe. But he was really scared after you got hurt. Song's mother says, Seong-guk, you must have been really scared. But mommy is fine. I'm happy that my little Seong-guk is safe. Song starts crying in tears and thinks, this was bad. This was really bad. Have you ever thought about how precious your life is? What would we have done if something had really happened to you? At that moment, Song's mother says, but honey, this looks like a private room. Why did you take such an expensive hospital room? I don't think my condition was that serious.